Watching his mother disappear into the fog, the morning set its weight on the young man's shoulders. His hands gripped the book bag straps tightly, and he began to bounce on his toes as he waited for the bus. Aston pursed his lips and sputtered out a dry whistle. He threw his eyes further up the road and tried to find his mother through the haze. Stepping out into the asphalt, he bit at the side of his mouth and pressed his tongue to the back of his teeth. He sighed and threw his arms into the air. A blast of a truck's horn jolted him to attention. The bus was pulling up. Aston jumped quickly into the sidewalk and gripped at his bag again. His eyes scanned the windows nervously as he walked out into the now opening door and stepped up to stand next to the bus driver. "Good morning, ma'am," he groaned. Soft chuckles erupted from over the borders of worn brown leather seats. He turned his head to face the kids who were now playfully hiding. His manufactured smile faded and sank into a natural frown. "Get a seat so we can get you to school, little man," the bus driver sang. Her hand had already pulled the lever back to close the door, and the bus lurched forward to turn the corner onto the main street. Aston removed his book bag and cautiously walked through the aisle, his eyes glancing first towards the back and moving up until he was able to find a seat towards the middle of the bus. Whispers and giggles buzzed through the air as they moved along down the street and turned corners with sudden lurching motions. Aston sat in an empty seat and removed his bag, placing it on the aisle side of the seat as he rested his head on the back of the seat in front of him. He closed his eyes, allowing the hum of the bus and the sounds of his surroundings to wash over him. His fluttering heartbeat pulsed through his throat, and he clasped his hands tightly and steadied himself. Aston's breathing calmed, and his heart settled in his chest as he opened his eyes in relief. It was in this moment that he was startled by a large pair of eyes hidden behind a blonde curtain of bangs. "What you doing, Aston?" the small girl hissed as she slithered closer to the boy. She had gotten so close that he could see little more than her dull brown eyes and the edges of her smile. He backed against the window and studied her teeth. He counted the spaces up front from her missing baby teeth. The girl noticed his gaze and reached out to slap her palm against his chest in a deep thud. "You're missing one too, you know." She maneuvered her glare lower, searching his mouth for his own missing spaces. Aston rubbed his chest while clutching at his bag. Did you put him under your pillow yet?" The girl twisted her mouth and nose upwards, turning her face into something like a vision akin to a painted abstraction of disgust. "You know we all hate you, right?"